we used CHROOT, we went into our CHROOT jail, and we ran a graphical component in the jail itself. And we just exported it to X windows. In this example, I'm outside the CHROOT jail, and I'm going to use gksudo to launch a GNOME or X Windows graphical program. So even though I'm outside the CHROOT jail, I'm going to go into the CHROOT jail and launch Firefox from within it. So temporarily, I'll just simply chroot to, I'm going to go to security and jail. And in security jail, the program that I want to launch is going to be Firefox. Again, I'll do Fire. I haven't installed all my dependencies yet, but it's still enough to where you can see the results or see what it's like to launch applications from a CHROOT jail at this point. And I can always go in and make my root jail programs and applications and system as sophisticated as I need to. So again, I wanted to export the display here. So I'm outside the CHROOT jail, but I'm going to run this particular program inside of or from within the CHROOT jail. Let me supply my root level password. Okay, and again, just ignore the dependency issues because at this point I haven't really installed a whole lot. It's just a sort of a bare bones system. But so I'm outside my CHROOT jail, but I'm still running this implementation of or this instance of Firefox from within inside the CHROOT jail. So again, if my browser were to get hijacked or something bad were to happen, it wouldn't be able to get out and damage my real file system. It's trapped inside that CHROOT jail. First, we want to go ahead and mount the proc folder. In our CHROOT jail to the proc folder in our host file system. So I'm going to do sudo and use the mount command and the -o option, and we're just going to bind. So it's sort of like creating an unbreakable link to proc, and for me, created my root jail in security jail, and it's going to be the proc folder. Alright, and if I use mount command, you can see now that it's mounted there. Next, I'm going to make sure that I copy my resolve.conf file from my host file system, again to the one in the CHROOT jail so that I can do DNS hostname resolution for internet access and other things like that. So I'm just going to do sudo cp and the etc. or etc folder, resolve.conf, and I'm going to put it into security and jail and etc and call it resolve.conf. For the next example, let's see what it would be like to maintain a separate window for things running in the CHROOT jail, and then we'll have other windows for things that are not in the CHROOT jail. Maybe for one reason or another, we want to keep those things apart or in separate windows. If that were the case, I first want to enter my CHROOT jail once again. So sudo chroot, and I'm going to go into security and jail. And so now I'm in my fake file system, so to speak, or yeah, it looks like root if I print the working directory, but remember, it's just the CHROOT jail. Again, it's very bare bones. I have barely enough to actually run anything. I just installed a text editor, and I have Firefox, but not all the dependencies met, and but if I were going to do this, I would need to set up some kind of a window manager. And so I'm just going to install metacity, and I'm going to use sudo apt-get. And there are many, there's GNOME and metacity and After Dark, all kinds of window managers out there. So I'm going to do install and meta city. Okay. And 220 megabytes, that's quite a bit. Again, I'm not going to make you wait, so we'll come back when this is all done. Okay, for the next task, make sure that you're in the host file system. So if you're in your CHROOT jail, just type exit to get out of it. Make sure you're in your host file system. And I'm just going to go to the root level there. And you can see that I'm not in the jail, but I'm in the root file system because there's a security subdirectory. The next thing I need to do is install a package, xnest. So I'm going to do sudo and xnest, and I'm just going to respond with yes. And I need this to get, in order to be able to launch graphical applications in a separate X window from within my CHROOT jail. Okay, and once I have xnest installed, I'm going to go ahead and start a session, X Windows session in xnest. So just going to do xnest with the AC option, and we'll send it out to this display here. So this display will be open, and I'm going to keep that open. This is running in this terminal here, so I'm going to keep both of these open. This will be my X window for separate processes. And I just want to do xnest. And I'm going to specify the geometry argument, which will let me specify the window size. And I'm going to do 800 by 600. And I'm going to start it out at x coordinates 40 and 40. So those are the xy coordinates. And pipe it to 1. Right, so here's my xnest window here, and it's sitting there waiting. Now I'm going to open up another terminal, and with this terminal, again, let me kind of zoom in here a few times. This terminal, I'm going to go into my CHROOT jail. So sudo and CHROOT and security jail. Alright, so I've gone into my CHROOT jail, and here I just need to kind of attach the export the display to my xnest window. Remember I set it up, it's piped to 1, so I'm just going to use the export command and display, and I'm just going to set it to the loopback 127001, and I'm going to pipe it out to 1. Okay. And with that done, now I need to start the window manager in the background. So I'm just going to do metacity, and if I use the ampersand, that'll launch that daemon or process in the background. So that'll launch my window manager. So like I'm going to try gedit. Alright, and here's gedit. And those are actually, objects inside my root jail. Alright. And again, I have to Long way from finished, right? I have to install a lot of dependencies and things, but this will just let you see what it's like running applications, inside my CHROOT shell in a separate X Windows or XNest window. Now what I'm going to do here, let me do Firefox. Okay, just a web browser. Alright, and alright, so